Welcome to another episode of the Esports Next official podcast. Today, we have someone I've met before. I've had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Dexter Carr Jr. from Game for Good. Dexter, introduce yourself to everybody.
Hey everybody, once again, I don't know how I can do any better than that, but yes, my name is Dexter Carr Jr. I'm the CEO and founder of Game for Good. We're focused on getting everybody to game with a purpose. Because remember, when you game with a purpose, game for good.
That's it. And the number one thing that you taught me, it stuck with me. I think you coined this term, and you better talk to Webster's about this. Valuetizing. Can you tell the audience a little bit about how to valuetize the industry?
Of course, of course. So, valuetization came from the idea of monetization. When you monetize something, you generate money from it. When you valuetize something, you generate value from it. And that's the core focus, is you're not trying to initially have that money focus, but no, you're trying to have that value focus. And I believe valuetizing something is a lot more a lot more impactful, a lot more important because when you valuetize something, then like the word says, its value goes up having you being able to monetize that even more than if you were just to have that monetization mindset from the very beginning.
Yes, and I think everyone should approach whatever they're doing with a valuetization mindset rather than a monetization, because the valuetization gives you genuine intention, it gives you genuine purpose, and it really does fulfill what your company is called Game for Good. And that is what everybody wants, right?
Yeah, yeah, especially now. No, gaming is becoming more and more integrated into our society
Yeah.
to the point where, everyone is just asking, how can we how can we incorporate video gaming in this? Like, oh hey, everybody in my city loves to play video games. How do we leverage that? How do we engage with our youth? How do we engage with all these people? And I'm like, well, gaming is a great way to do so. And by having that value focused approach, you're able to define what that looks like.
I love it. And you actually reached out to me earlier this year. You are doing an event in Washington, D.C., November, I believe. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so this is our third annual Esports and STEM Festival, where we focus on bridging together STEM education and programming and applying it to the esports industry. There's so much that comes from it. Gaming is literally an outcome of STEM in so many different ways. And it's one of those things where if we leverage that, we can engage with our students and youth in so many different ways. And this year's focus and theme of it is careers in esports and gaming. And it's really showcasing the type of career pathways that can come from gaming and the interests that people have in just the culture of video gaming as well.
That's fantastic. Yes. So um, you are in the education sector. The way that you probably get your funding is through grants and stuff. Am I right?
Actually, no.
No.
So, Game for Good, as though a misnomer, just for our names would normally say, we're actually a for-profit company.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So the actual name of the company is G-Haven Esports. But we do business as Game for Good because our first product that we put out is a fundraising tool called Game for Good that converts the time spent playing video games into money for different nonprofits. And helps create a reporting of analytics that helps to give a better understanding of how gamers game. And so the idea of that was how do we monetize? I don't even monetize. How do we create a system in which your impact is a direct correlation, or your revenue is a direct correlation with your impact? And that's been like the focus. Like once again, someone asked me how do you monetize esports? You don't. You valutize it. And by increasing your value, you're increasing your money, you're increasing that revenue. And so that's what it does. We're demonstrating what it looks like for a business model in which Like the more you give, like the more you get. So it really is, you make money by doing good, not make money to do good.
To do good. I like that because you do have to make money. It's the reality of it. It's good to have altruistic, intention and purpose, but at the end of the day, it is a business, so you have to make sure that it makes money so you can do what you do. And money helps. Money is not. May people say it's the root of all evil, but it helps. You can, if you can make money, then you can give money, and if you can give money, then you can do good. So it all balances out if you can do what you do. So it is good that you're a for-profit business and that you're taking it to the next level, but you also, you give money back.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. It's all about, and it's actually funny. So ancient in the ancient world, especially in Greece, the mark of someone's wealth is not by how much money they're able to generate, but how much they're able to give. And they will have like philanthropic parties in which is just a giant competition of who can give more. The more you give, the more power you had. And in a way, that mindset is lost on today. And I want to reestablish that, in which the demonstration of wealth is not by your net worth, but it's how much you give back to the community that you were able to leverage to get to that point. How much you're able to benefit the environment around you.
Love it. Yeah, that's how it should be done. What kind of games did you grow up playing that kind of led you into the esports community?
So for me, the first two games that I would say I really like loved, and I think I put a lot of hours in. When I was younger, it was Pokemon, my first like handheld game, Pokemon Yellow on like Game
Yellow.
Boy
I was
Color.
gonna ask which one.
Yeah, Pokemon Yellow. Um, and I guess first console game that I really put in hours in was the original Super Smash Brothers. That was like,
Yes.
yeah, that was like the first game I actually put like I remember I would actually practice and train in that game where like I would be like I would like level 9, 99 lives. I'll be there like I only had 3, and the computer like I had like 3 computers, and it's like 3 on 1, and that's how what I'd be doing the entire time. And like I put in that work that if I were to continue, yeah, I definitely would be a pro player. And I was good enough when I was younger to do that. I just stopped after a while. But yeah, no, I think those were like the first two games that really introduced me to gaming, and just like what it meant to me.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I was also like when Super Smash Brothers for N64 came out, that was such a game-changing game. I remember like Blockbuster was not close to my house, and I had to walk like an hour or something to get it. And I was like, when it first came out, I walked all the way to Blockbuster, wasn't there. But since then I play them all. They're fantastic games, and they're also games that have great replayability. Like Smash Bros. Ultimate came out so long ago, but I can always just pick it up and play it over and over again.
Hmm.
What are the games that you have used that are at your events?
Yeah, so at my events, we have used some games we've done. So we've used Dragon Ball Z Fighters,
Love it.
or Dragon Ball Fighters.
See,
Yep, yep. We've used, what other games have we used? We used Super Smash Brothers. We've used that. We used Mario Kart as well. But the other side of what we do is, like I said, we create solutions that help demonstrate gaming to have impact and value. And so one of the things that we've done is we've created educational curriculum that pairs with and highlights the mechanics of certain games to help teach transferable skills. Like for example, we use Super Mario Maker 2 as a way to help teach game design and like the whole process of building a video game from start to finish. We also used games like Animal Crossing, games like the Sims, I mean even games like GTA that have its own internalized economy to help teach and develop financial literacy and strong, healthy financial habits. And we've seen that by them getting better and using those skills in the game, we see that correlate to outside.
I love it. Yeah, that is so cool. So, what are some of the things you're doing to prepare for the event in November? Like, what is your role in it?
So my role is running around crazy. That is my role,
That's
making
right.
sure everything is working as smooth as possible. But this has been a process of learning how to run an event, how to do it properly, how to do it efficiently. And this year, I could say that I've gotten the formula right. Now it's been more so about the timing and better understanding what are certain milestones or checkpoints, better put, that need to be had at each stage to make it more as smooth as possible. So that's some of the things that I'm learning. Still learn the hard way, but things that I am better understanding and taking note of. So next year's will be even more smoother, and the year after that.
I love it. Yeah, you really do have to kind of go and do everything to make sure that it is successful. As you're trying, getting it off the ground, making sure that everyone pays attention. You also want to innovate in the space. What kind of things are you doing differently that have made your past events such a success?
So I would definitely say like I have a process, I have a formula for the event. Like I know, like not only have I have planned out what the theme of it is going to be already. Like I don't know what the panels are going to be. Like all like the high level details I know already,
Yeah,
and so it's become a, I believe, a plug and play type of situation where if because my conference has different themes every year, once I cover the theme and know what the general idea is going to be of how it's going to run, then it makes it easier to, okay, if I know it's going to run this way, I know who I need to talk to, who I need to go to in order to execute on these type of initiatives to make this event as best as possible. And so just by doing that, I think has definitely helped me in so many ways.
awesome. Yeah, that's how you do it. That's fantastic. What other kind of events are you hoping to do in the future?
So I'm working so a lot of with entrepreneurship. So I'm actually working with the organization. Can't too much talk about it, but it's we're definitely combining entrepreneurship and the gaming industry and how we're going to promote it. Definitely looking forward to projects kind of like that.
I love it. Yeah. Anything you can do to help out the fellow people who probably in the same shoes as you. Um, and they need the help, all the help that they can get. You've been in their shoes and you want to take them to that next level, right?
Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. Like the whole point of trailblazing a path is that it's easier for the guy behind you.
It's great. Yeah. What are you hoping to accomplish while you're here at Esports Next?
Yeah, so two things. So I guess one thing for two different projects. So we're at the stage where we're looking to scale out, and scale out big, and we want to be able to, and we're projected to start that process truly with our initial soft launch of our fundraising tool in November. And so what we're going to focus on here today is everyone who's been following me, who's heard of me, who knows what I'm doing. I'm looking to definitely engaging with them and telling them, hey, you've been seeing me, watching me these past few years. We're ready to rock and roll. This is what it looks like to join this process and get as many yeses as possible. Get them in like, hey, let's follow up for that part two. Let's follow up for the next steps.
Fantastic. You hear that, guys? If you want to rock and roll, this is the bandmate that you want.
There you go.
Fantastic. What innovations are you hoping to make in the
What was that?
sports innovations are you hoping to make in the esports space?
So the innovation I'm trying to make has really been the change in how we operate in the gaming industry as a whole. Personal opinion, also hot take, gaming industry, especially as it's blowing up post COVID has always been small minded, thinking small. Oh, I want to have an esports team. Oh, I want to have a gaming house. I want to do all these things. But it's like first and foremost, you're selling a dream that is not sustainable, that is a flash in the pan. And to be honest with you, it worked better in the beginning. So it has that like pyramid scheme esque feeling, whereas like the early adopters of the way of doing this benefited the most. They were smart, they got out early when there's the minute they saw it going downhill. But like it's beneficial to them. It's beneficial because like it's like the early stages of like the .com era, whereas like we know the future is here. Everyone's trying to jump on it, and those who actually found a good model behind it, then yeah, they're gonna benefit from it most because they really truly stuck their flag in the ground. But it's got to a point where hey, they got the money, that money's dried up, and it's like, what more? You're trying to sit here and you're trying to advocate for esports, advocate for video gaming, but how are you doing that? And I'm seeing that slowly be done. Even just some of the conversations I've had, some of the panels and speakers, is that there's a higher focus on value. There's a higher focus on what gaming can do. It's not just having kids play video games and they can win a lot of money. You reach the same it sounds nice, but you reach the same conundrum as like a professional sport, like the NBA, for example. Everybody could play basketball, but at some point in time in your life, you're gonna realize that you're not going to the league. And it's that 1% of the 1% of competitive players that make it there, that make that money. Same thing for gaming. And even if the barrier to entry is lower, it still doesn't matter. You're still very few people will be content creators like Kaisana. Very few people will be pro gamers like or have a skill like Ninja. Like there's not the people who are going to be like that. And so it's just a matter of how do we stop trying to sell this false dream and how do we actually make it so that gaming is actually a tool to generate opportunities in all aspects. And that's kind of the type of innovation just in that thought process.
Okay. Love it. If you had all the funding you wanted to put on your dream event, what would that look like? Who would
Mm.
be there? What would be there? And what would you try to be accomplished?
My dream event. My dream event.
Anywhere you want in the world, any venue.
My dream
Big
event.
Game for good 2025.
Yeah, no, no. My game event, like my dream game event is to just have like a really big, like a really big 5 day event, like kind of like having my own South by Southwest level event in which we have different tracks, but we're focused. So we have like a game jam track where we're focused on game development, indie gamers, teaching that skill of what that looks like. A we have a what's the space? We have a tournament track. But yeah, we're focusing on the tournaments for gamers of different age groups and whatnot. We have a education track where they're teaching skills, based upon uh using video games and how to create like having different houses that focus on this different aspects of it. At the same time, all the gameplay that's being done is helping generate a fundraiser that we're doing so that I'm able to say, hey, no, at the end, we raised this much money from your time playing video games this entire time. We give it to this one cause. Like that's my journey.
Amazing. I would go to that. It sounds pretty great. You have all the avenues that you want. Who would be there? Would it be Kai Cenat? Would it be um,
Yeah. So,
who would be DJ in the party? What venue would it be at?
mm, I think his name's Steve Okoye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely no really good. They want to have him there.
Steve
Um,
Aoki?
yeah, Steve Aoki.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Steve Aoki. Um, let's
Ooh,
see.
that's a party.
Oh no, that's definitely a party.
Throwing some cake.
There are definitely some YouTubers, some content creators that I do enjoy watching. Um, I would definitely want to have like RDC World. I want to have them there. I want to have like Afro Senju, some of them, like some of those people who are just hilarious but make great content. Um, uh, and I'm trying to think of some other people, but like no, I would love. There's some people like just for the also one person who I've always wanted to meet. Because like he actually inspired a lot of my mindset when it comes with, especially for using gaming in education, in a like unique way that's been done for is a map hat. No, yeah, he recently retired. Well, not retired, but is taking a back seat from that being forward facing. No, back in March of this year, and he has new people coming on, but like him doing game theory all those years, like I really gravitated towards just. I never thought of thinking video games like that, and it's like, man, I loved science growing. I still do, but like being able to apply and think about that in the gaming world, it just became so amazing for me. It's like it opened up a new way of looking at the world, and it's because of that that allowed me to think about how do I just change the way or apply the thinking that I'm using here in another space that I haven't not normally done it before. And hey Matt, if you ever see this, no, hey, thank you, man. Like you've definitely inspired millions of people out there. Me being one of them.
There you go, MapApp. This is your opportunity to get to work with this guy. Awesome. Well, it's been so great having you. It's been always a pleasure to talk to you, Dexter. I hope to see you if I'm available in November. I'll definitely come and stop by down in Washington, D.C. Why don't you give yourself a plug before you go?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, you're a speaker. You're supposed to be there, so
Yeah,
you better hold that calendar
there you go.
that Friday. So,
Absolutely.
seeing, come November, DC to see Adam in person.
This guy.
Yeah, but nah, people who are interested, come to the Esports of STEM Festival. Uh, we'll come for the Maryland STEM Festival, which is our main partner who helped us. We'll be able to create this. It's during the event where for 4 weeks straight we do STEM education all throughout Maryland. We uh, really making an impact when it comes to STEM. If you're interested, visit ghavenesports.com to click to sign up and register for the event. It is free. It's at the Washington D.C. Convention Center. And hey, come join us, game with us as we game with a purpose. And always remember to game with a purpose, because when you game with a purpose, you game for good.
And you value ties. Thank you so much, Dexter. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you as always.
Of course.
And have a great day at Esports Next.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you. See you guys.